All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect to the nation of Israel. This is Jeremiah chapter 9 and verse 23. Thus saith Yahweh, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man glory in his might. Let not the rich man glory in his riches. And what I'm going to be talking about in this lesson is the mighty man not glorying in his might, man. And I'm going to show a video in a minute which goes into why the Israelites keep talking about all you people in this world that you think you're smart, or you think you're tough guys, or you think that you're rich, and you like to glory in these things. But then when you glory in those things, you have to live by those things, man. Right? And those things are not worth to live by. Verse 24. But let him that glorieth glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me, that I am Yahweh, which exercise loving kindness, judgment, and righteousness in the earth. For in these things I delight, saith Yahweh. So the thing to glory in is your understanding of the Lord, man. It don't matter even if you are strong, right? You're tough. You all these things. Don't glory in those things, man, because there's been many men before you that were tough to the same level as you and higher, and they all died, right? The strength of their body did not make them immortal. That's not how you become immortal. You become immortal through wisdom, which wisdom is the keeping of the commandments, and that comes from being humble, man. And ultimately is going to come from being under the new covenant, which is mentioned in Jeremiah the 31st chapter, from the 31st verse to the 34th verse, or Hebrews the 8th chapter, starting from the 6th verse and ending ultimately at the 11th verse, right? So I'm going to show this video now, right, which just goes into why you shouldn't boast in how strong you think you are, man. Now I'm going to go to the beginning of this video because I want to point something out that I haven't seen nobody really mention in regard to this video. So this guy here, he's going to be boxing against the Israelite guy that's got the dreads, right? Now, the reason why this fight ended up happening is because this one guy here likes to say the N-word and all of that, right? And he says that the reason why he thinks he can say the N-word is because he's got hands, and he likes to boast about how he was a bouncer for 5 years, likes to talk about how he used to knock people out and all of this stuff. He likes to try and call out people for fights, right? Likes to try and talk about how strong he is, basically, right? That's one of the things he likes to boast in, right? Now, he weighs about 250 plus pounds. And the one Jake that he's going to fight in the ring weighs probably about 150 pounds. But I want to point out something else. Right?
Come on, bro.
Let me skip ahead, man.
Wait, Ron. Who's going to be ref? He's...
All right. So as you can see right now, this Jake's got a t-shirt on, right? And let me see if I can go back, man. Because I think this Jake's weird, man.
Take your earrings off.
All right. And you can see that he's in shorts, right? So you can see that he was in a t-shirt and he was in shorts, man. Initially, he's in a t-shirt and he's in shorts. But when the fight starts, right, you notice that my man's got no t-shirt on no more, right? And I swear this guy's sparring, man's in his boxer shorts, bruv. I don't understand why you're doing that. Why are you fighting another guy in your boxers, bruv? Like, that's weird. Look,
it's gonna be...
why are you fighting the guy? Why are you fighting the guy?
Oh, it's 2 minutes?
1 second, man.
1 minute and a half rest.
Why the hell are you fighting this guy? You see him? Why are you fighting the guy in your boxer shorts, man? What are you doing? Right? Why are you fighting another man in your boxers for? Is that how the pros do it? These guys got all this money to be buying Rolexes and all this stuff, and you can't find no shorts. You're trying to tell me that this gym that's opened up at nighttime for you two guys to spar privately for 50K, you're trying to tell me you can't find those shorts? And Charleston White had a little situation with this one Jake not long ago where this guy was like dancing on the floor in a limousine, doing all some weird effeminate dance moves, right? In a limousine, slapping Charleston White's hat off his head and all of this. And Charleston White was cursing his ass out, saying how he thinks this guy is a bit dodgy, man, right? And I think it's real suspicious. I don't know who told him to take his t-shirt off and to fight with this next guy in his boxer shorts. But I think I've got a clue. And the name's the last name in this video, man, on the title of this video, right? Like, you Jakes need to fix up, man. All you Jakes in the world need to fix up how you let these Edomites manipulate you into doing loads of things, man, because really, this guy didn't really even care if you got your head knocked off. He didn't really care if you got your head knocked off because he's setting you up to fight somebody that weighs 100 pounds more than you, man. Which luckily for you, you didn't get your head knocked off. But he didn't care if you got hurt in this fight or whatever you want to call it. He didn't really care because he don't give a shit about you. And that's what Charleston White was saying about how him and how he was, this Aiden Ross character was gambling and winning hundreds of thousands, but then you're boasting about gambling 5,000. But the guy that you're with is winning hundreds of thousands and isn't telling you how to do that, man. And then you're like showing that he's got a Rolex watching all this money, but then the people that you're with ain't wearing all of those kind of things, but they've got more money than you, but they ain't telling you how to make that money, man. And it's true. A lot of you Israelites in this world get manipulated by and persuaded by these heathens' money, man. And before I show this fight, I'm gonna go to this, man, because the video is not even necessarily about the fight, but it's about a multitude of things, and trusting in your own might is one of them, man. Sirach chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not altogether been wiped away. Set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither set him at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou shalt remember my words. And at the last, remember my words and be pricked therewith. And that's why when we say that Esau is the devil to you people in this world, man, you Israelites that don't want to believe it, you Israelites that want to believe you're something else. You want to say, oh, we ain't Israelite, we're Africans, man. We're black Africans, man. Black up, bless up everything. And you want to not believe that. When you get around these people and then they end up pricking you with that serpent bite, then you end up realizing that they are exactly who you was told that they are. But you want to try and get emotional now and want to try and have us pity you. Why are we going to pity you? We already told you what it was. Verse 13, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? So we don't have no mercy for you, Jakes, when you end up getting a corrupt, dodgy contract by Esau and then want to complain because you knew he was the devil already. They let it be known right now when you're trying to get into that fame world. They let it know. They let you know what they're doing. They let you know that they're openly doing wickedness, man. There's so many stories that come out about how wicked it is to try and get into that fame world. You can't be shocked if you get done over by it, man. Right? Now, let me go back to this, man, because these people, they just use Jake for entertainment, man, and he set this fight up, right, to make him fight against somebody that's 100 pounds heavier than him. He didn't know whether he was going to be good at fighting or not, right? And he didn't really care if his friend got his head knocked off, or who he claims is his friend anyway. He didn't really care if he got his head knocked off. Now, luckily for the guy on the right, the guy on the left didn't really have a clue what he was doing and was all talk, right? Which is why a lot of you man in this world that think he's some tough guys, right? Even if you are actually a tough guy, which this guy on the left ain't really what he thought he was, right? But even if you are, you're going to have to live by that then when all hell breaks loose, and there's only so much stamina that a man's body has, right? Even the pros have a minute rest in between rounds, man. Even the pros need a rest. Now let's go to this.
60 seconds, 1 minute breaks in between each round.
True, because it's 1 minute. Check his breath.
Oh, it's 2 minutes?
Check his breath. Yeah.
No, forget all this.
Yo, be careful, all right? Be careful.
Oh, so I'm going to scoot back or not?
Yeah. Just because. No, it's fight. Box fight, all right?
Oh, no, boxing.
Fight. Ready?
Please, Prime.
3, 2.
Now, I want to just say again, why is this guy in his boxers, man? He started off with shorts and a t-shirt on and shoes, and somehow has ended up in his boxer shorts, right, with no top on. Like, why are you doing that for? Who told him to? Did somebody persuade him to do that, or is this how he feels comfortable fighting against another man? Because the pros don't do that. They'll be in actual shorts that cover up your loins properly, man. Not in boxer shorts. I swear this geezer's fighting the next guy in his boxers, man. It's weird, bro. But anyway, let's watch this shambles of a display.
1, let's go.
Here you go, Prime. Work it. Here you go, Prime.
Okay, come on, Prime.
Ooh, there you go, Prime.
Oh, shit, you almost had him right there.
Break. Hey,
Oh,
break.
I think that's a good place to pause it, man. Look at his face, man. Look at his face. Like, neither of these guys really are warriors like how they think they are, man. But they're like, men in this world like to talk like they're warriors, right? But at the end of the day, a lot of people that think that they're so tough in this world ain't really, right? Now, this guy is way bigger than this other dude, than this Israelite. Yet he ain't really, as you just saw, man, he ain't really did nothing. And now, I'm not going to play no more of this. You can play it for yourself if you want to see the rest, right? But I'm making a point that a lot of men in this world talk like they're so tough, right? But when you really see how it goes, they're not really that tough. And I ain't trying to make out like I'm the toughest man in the world, right? But that ain't what my glory is in anyway, in being tough, right? My glory ain't even in how much strength my body does or does not have, right? Our glory is that we understand the Lord, man. That's what our glory is. Our glory is the scriptures, right? That we believe in the Lord, that we have faith in the Lord, that we're hoping to be brought under the new covenant. That's what our glory is. Not that we can punch men up. Not that we was a bouncer for 5 years and was doing knockouts every week. But then struggle to fight somebody that's 100 pounds less than us. Like, come on, man. As somebody else that's untrained in boxing, that's 100 pounds less than us. And that's why you can't. It doesn't even matter even if you are strong, man. Because there's Jakes out here that are strong like Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield, man. Like Lennox Lewis, that they're in their youth right now, that they're strong the same like that. But you can't even boast in that, man, because even those guys lost. Every single one of those men that I mentioned just have lost. Badly too. Evander Holyfield lost badly to James Toney. Lennox Lewis lost to Hakeem Rahman. Mike Tyson lost to Kevin McBride. Come on. Like, them men lose. So you can't glory in your might, man. That's not enough. One man's might is not enough. Even King David was able to defeat Goliath. He was killing lions with his bare hands when he was a young man, right? But even he ran from certain battles at certain times, man. He ran from an Edomite. He ran from Saul. He pretended that he was insane by foaming at the mouth and making spit run down his mouth to avoid danger. Jeremiah chapter 9 and verse 23 does say, if Yahweh, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man glory in his might, let not the rich man glory in his riches. Because when you glory in those things, man, well, you're going to have to stand on those things. If you think that you're wise, well, let's see how your wisdom is going to explain the economy crashing, the race wars that are going to take place, the country that you live in being invaded by another country, and them going to war. And then let's see how your wisdom is going to be able to explain heavenly things that you've never seen before taking place on the earth. How's your wisdom going to explain that? Your own mind. You ain't going to be able to explain it. You ain't going to have a statistic to bring up. You ain't going to have a study to bring out, right? You ain't going to have a word to explain what you're seeing, man. You ain't going to have the vocabulary to explain what you're seeing in front of you in that time. Now, let's say you think you're strong. Well, that guy in that fight, he thought he was strong. He was talking reckless. He was used to talk a lot of smack, man, right? And because a lot of people in this world, they don't really want, a lot of other people in this world can't fight. But when you trust in your might, man, eventually someone's gonna call your bluff. And this guy's bluff got called, and now it's been shown that he can't fight. So now he's gonna feel the need to try and prove more that he can fight, and might end up getting himself seriously hurt, man, by trying to prove that. This guy might try and now want to have one of those boxing match things and all of that, and end up getting himself knocked out for trying to prove how tough he is. When real tough guys that are even the mighty men of this world, they don't even go around just beating people up and talking about how tough they are, because they get the chance to prove it every day when they spar against other mighty men. They're always confirming in their own mind how strong they are. So they don't need to talk about how nice they are with their hands and all of that. They don't need to, man. Because it's already known that they are. It's already known how good they are with that stuff. And let's say you've boasted in your riches, well, you ain't going to be able to buy yourself a seat on a chariot. When nuclear missiles are flying through the sky, you ain't going to be able to buy your way out of that position. No one's going to care. And when everyone's looting food from the shops, you're not going to be able to buy those foods because people are going to be stealing them. So that's not going to matter in that time, man. Verse 24, so if we can't glory in none of that stuff, what should we glory in? But let him that glorieth glory in this, that he understandeth and know of me, that I am Yahweh, which exercise loving kindness, judgment, and righteousness in the earth. For indeed from thy delight saith Yahweh. Now, this guy here, let me play this. This guy here on the right, he likes to think he's tough, and he was trying to want to beat up Charleston White before, who's an old man that's like damn near in his 50s or whatever, right? He's an old man in his 50s, which he's a demon and he's annoying, but he's an old man in his 50s, man. But then you can tell that he really does trust in his might, because he wanted to fight a man that's like maybe 30 years old, 30 or late 20s, that's 250 pounds. So he was trusting in his might. But look at him in the corner right there. Don't even know how to hold the gum shield in his mouth, right? Chewing on it like it's a piece of bubble gum, man. You don't know how to hold the gum shield in his mouth. He's got long dreads like he's some woman, right? He's got long hair like a woman and all of that. Like, he don't know how to fight neither. He pretended to pull out a fake gun on this guy before this fight even happened, right? Like, all these people think that they're tough, man. But what if that guy, when he pulled out the fake gun, would have thought it was a real gun and pulled out a knife in the house that they was in before this stuff took place and tried to stab him? Then what? He'd be dead now because he wanted to try and fake like he was tough and all of this, man. You Jakes don't think. You don't use your mind, man. You gotta use wisdom, bro. But a lot of you Jakes don't have any. You don't have any wisdom, man. They don't think, man. But let him that, verse 24, but let him that glorieth glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me, that I am Yahweh, which exercise loving kindness, judgment, and righteousness in the earth. For indeed from thy delight saith Yahweh. So forget boasting in how tough you are, or in how rich, I got an AP and I'm on my wrist, and I make this amount. How much do you make a year and all of this? Because for the amount that Israelites boast about making in a year, they don't even own homes, some of them, man. Or Jake will buy an expensive watch before putting a down payment on a house to live in, man. Don't even make no damn sense. They'll put they'll buy an expensive ass watch before setting themselves a steady place to live. In a lot of cases, man, it's stupid. It's stupid, man. But people ain't gonna really believe when certain people say things because they'll look at you, they'll try and find out what you look like, and then if what you look like isn't intimidating enough for them, they'll be like, nah, man, this guy's a waste, man. I could put him in a headlock. I'd stuff him in a locker. Or I'd be able to beat him up, man. I'd be able to punch this guy up. So what's he gonna tell me? Right? Because they trust in their own bodily strength, man. But all you people trusting in your bodily strength, keep that same mindset when all hell breaks loose, man. And you're gonna need more than a 1 rep max strength. You're gonna need more than grappling. You're gonna need cardio, and you're gonna need a hell of a lot of endurance because you're gonna be running and fighting a lot. Because Yahweh's gonna try you in what you trusted in, man. He's gonna try in what you trusted in. There's a lot of people that are in for a rude awakening for thinking that they're tough guys, man. 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 25, because the foolishness of God is wiser than men, and the weakness of God is stronger than men. For you see, you're calling brethren, how that not many wise after the flesh. So God ain't chosen the wisest people of the world. Not many mighty. God ain't chosen the most mighty men to give his word unto either. Not many noble, not many rich. Not many people of nobility on the richest of the world have been called, man. But God have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and the foolish things of the world are going to be people that are not that wise, according to worldly wisdom, are not that strong, and don't come from the highest classes of society neither. For God have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and God have chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things that are mighty. So that means that there's going to be a guy that the other guy could punch him up, put him in a headlock, power bomb him through a damn table, and step on his neck, and there's nothing he could do about it, right? Yet God's going to confound that guy with a guy that he could beat up. And through the words of the Bible, he's going to make that man know that he's nothing, right? He's going to be able to cut that man to his soul. He's going to be able to cut that man to his soul through the words of the Bible, man. So that when he looks in the mirror, even though he looks in the mirror and he sees big muscles, big traps and all of that, right? A big, mighty stature, he's going to know that he ain't even close to what he should be. Verse 28, and the basements of the world and the thing which are despised have Yahweh chosen, yea, and thing which are not, to bring to naught things that are, that no flesh should glory in his presence, because Yahweh don't want no one to be proud, man. But when you're trusting in your might, right, then you end up like these guys, man. And then watch this, man. I said I wasn't going to play no more, but let me see if I can just get a little thumbnail showed, man. Because a lot of people talk like they're tough. Look at this guy. A lot of people talk like they're tough, man. But then at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, even the pros need a rest, man. And Floyd Mayweather, with how good he was at fighting, he used to get hurt. He used to get tired. He used to get hit. Even though he had the best defense, he used to get hit, right? And it's very rare for a boxer to go unscathed, man, right? But these guys, they're no one as tough as I think they are, man. And again, why is this guy in his boxers? Like, I don't get why in your boxers fighting for, bro. Yeah, when you had shorts on, that means you took your shorts off to fight in your boxers, which is weird, bro. I ain't never seen nobody do that in my life. That's weird. That's weird, man. Let me get this idiot off the screen too, man. I can't stand that guy. He's a clown, man. Let me get this off the screen, man. All these YouTube weirdos and that, and these fake Israelites claiming that they're Israelites, man. That's what he likes to do. Claims that he's an Israelite, but he's not though. He's a demon, and his whole thing is to try and mock Israelites, man, and be a weirdo in front of them, man. That guy. Anyway, I'm gonna end the lesson there, man. All these people trusting in how strong they think they are, man. are going to be in for a rude awakening, man. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the nation of Israel. Shalom.